3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to today's episode of We Talk. I'm Yolanda Nell, and today we do business. I have a real life princess with me in studio today, so do stick around for that. But before we get into the news, I have another riddle for you. What is as big as an elephant but doesn't weigh anything? You'll have your answer if you stay tuned. And now heading to our website for some news. Sunchaser 4, a solar-powered vehicle, kicked off the last leg of its epic 2,153-kilometer journey from Pretoria to Swakopmund from Windhoek on Sunday morning. The driver, Ryan van Grienen, in the midst of great interest from greenies, departed from the Christuskirche, probably the most famous Windhoek landmark, for his last leg. According to Dr. Tiaan Oosthuizen from the Tshwane University of Technology, the team still hoped yesterday morning to also head to Henties Bay in a bid to cover 500 kilometers in one day. The Namibian leg of the route started at Ariamsvlei and included passages via Karasburg, Keetmanshoop, Marienthal and Windhoek, where the team arrived on Saturday afternoon. They met at St. Paul's College to leave learners at the school an opportunity to take a closer look at the vehicle. The aspiration is to make people aware of the technology, and therefore school visits form part of the program. The 7 trees that were removed from the capital Central Business District in March last year were set to be replaced with new trees at National Arbor Day in October. However, this did not happen. Speaking to the municipality when the trees were removed, municipal spokesperson Harold Aquenye said that the trees were too old and needs to be replaced. Upon inquiry, Aquenye said the municipality's park department is working closely with Reinhard Mudge Architects to plant indigenous trees. The trees will be planted as soon as the contractor has completed the necessary concrete work. As this part of the project could cause possible water disruptions to some part of the Central Business District, this is done with the necessary care and in consultation with the relevant stakeholders to manage its potential impact. The Nedbank for Autism series tees off on Saturday at the Umeya Golf Club. The series, which is in its third year, was launched in February 2020 with the aim of creating awareness for the Autism Association of Namibia. As was the case in previous years, the 10-event series will be attracting golf enthusiasts from across the country to compete. In the last 2 years, the Nedbank for Autism series managed to transcend on its set goals by raising over 130,000 Namibian dollars in the year of inception, followed by a massive leap to over 215,000 Namibian dollars raised last year. The tally indicates that over $300,000 have been raised for this charitable events, which means they are doing better than they anticipated given the current economic climate. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today I am joined with a princess, and she's going to talk about her business. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for dressing up.
It's always fun, it's always a privilege.
Quickly tell us, what is your business all about?
So my business started actually a few years ago already while I was still studying in Cape Town. I found this party entertainment business that sent characters to parties. And that was where I got to do with it the first time, because I've always loved acting, always loved dressing up, and always loved entertaining. But I didn't know that there was a market for it, especially in Namibia and South Africa. So during my free times, I went and I entertained on weekends while I was studying. And when I finished my studies, I decided, but I enjoyed it so much, I want to keep doing that. And I want to bring it to Namibia because I realized Namibia doesn't have that. So it was actually like 4 years ago that I started, investing in costumes and expanding the business and started thinking about a name and everything. And then along came baby number 1, and I had to put everything on hold because nobody wants a pregnant princess at their party. And then after baby number 2, it was COVID, and nobody wanted to spend money on parties and entertainment at that time. Every time there was something that stopped it a little bit. But now I like to think I'm on track, and we've already done a few parties this year.
Wow.
So yeah, and the reason I'm still doing what I'm doing is because of the joy that I see in the children. And it's funny, entertaining, you always think you have to look perfect. You have to, because a princess has this image of perfection. But I think that's what makes me the most happy and makes it the most worthwhile, is how they look past your imperfections. I mean, I can have skin problems, I can have damaged nail polish or whatever, and then they will just still see the perfection behind it all. And that's also the message that I want to convey to the children, is perfection comes from the heart, and true beauty lies in the heart. Contrary to what a lot of the characters that I portray, they actually give this message of you have to be perfect, you have to be beautiful, you have to be smart, all of that. But the message that I'm trying to convey to the children is true beauty comes from the heart. And what makes you a real princess and a real hero is the choices that you make about how you treat other people, how you treat situations, and choosing to do the right thing. So we don't only do princesses, we also do superheroes. We do other characters like clowns and cowboys that don't necessarily come from somewhere, but they also fit into the party scheme. So,
do you have certain packages available? Do you only come for entertainment, or can you cater a cake and kiddies' birthday supplies as well?
So the big dream is to have my own party catering everything, where I supply the decor, the cake, the venue, everything. At this point, I don't, because of the fact that I'm a stay-at-home mom as well, and I have 2 children that I'm raising. I'm only focusing on the entertainment part of the parties at this stage. So I work a lot with co-events. They do mascots and so forth. They don't physically dress up in costumes the way I do, but they do cakes and decor, and they're really, really good at what they're doing. So I work with them a lot. I do have packages that I offer, which everyone can find on my Facebook page.
Okay.
And then I have different prices for the different packages, because my entertainment, it goes from, say, the first package is only where I will show up and spend time with the kids, take pictures and sing the birthday song and so forth. But then the packages, I almost want to say, evolve to the point that I do face painting, I do balloon shaping, we do puppet shows, story reading, we also do treasure hunts and craft making.
Oh, wow.
So we have a lot that we offer, and we keep the children busy for the time that they book us. The children, I almost want to say, they're exhausted after that time because we really keep them busy. So,
and it's also tailor-made for specific ages.
Yes, we definitely focus on the age that our, almost want to say our best focus age is between 2 and 5, because that's the span where they're old enough to appreciate what you're doing and really live into it, but their imagination is still, I almost want to say, moldable. They don't have all these grown-up questions that have been influenced or influencing them. So, but we do cater for all the children as well. I almost want to say it's just harder to live out the role with older children, because you
Yes.
get more complicated questions, and they know you're not real, and you know, sometimes they'll say, but you're wearing a wig, and then you have to say, no, but I'm the real thing. So with little children, it's so much easier, and it's more fun, but we cater for a wide variety. So I hope to employ a few entertainers who are basically going to do what I did in Cape Town, and I almost want to say learn themselves into the business. So I am looking for young entertainers that have a passion for children, first of all, have a passion for acting, and if they kind of look the part of a specific character, that would definitely be a bonus. And then something we offer that the parties in South Africa did not is we also offer theme songs from the character that we're doing.
Oh, wow.
Because my voice specifically fits Disney songs very well, and princess songs. So it's part of my packages. It comes with the first package already. So entertainers that want to work with me, unfortunately, they will have to be able to sing. So that's one of the main.
I'm out. Sorry.
Or we'll have to offer something else. Like if you can't sing, then you'll have to be able to do, I don't know, somersaults or
I also can't do
something
that.
in the place of that. So yeah, but we're hoping to expand.
If you have events lined up one after the other, how do you change from being one princess to another?
So what takes the most time for getting ready for a character is definitely the makeup. And if I only have one party at a time, I will do a lot of effort into the makeup because every princess has a specific signature look. But if I have parties lined up, then it's basically I do my makeup for the first one. After that, it's change the wig, change the dress, change the accessories, change the personality, and then we go. Yeah.
Did you do a lot of in-depth research behind every character you play?
So I've always been a Little Mermaid fan since I was a little girl. I think that's where my passion started because my voice and her voice, the songs fit perfectly. So that's what I wanted to be, the Little Mermaid, and that was the first costume that I had that I made myself from scratch. And after that, some of the parties that I had to do for entertainment, I didn't really know the character as well. I'd never seen the movie. So then 2 nights before the party, I would physically go and I'd be like, okay, research. And I'd watch the movie. Like Moana, I got Moana's costume before I ever saw the movie. So I had to physically go and watch the movie to see where she's from, the backstory. Because if children ask me questions, I need to be able to answer them. So it's not like you can just look the part. You have to become that person, that character. So I definitely do research on every character before I go to a party. I think that's the most important thing that we have in our business is you want to keep the magic alive. Yeah. You never want to answer a question that a child feels, oh, and then walks away, and you've crushed their dreams and their beliefs. And so we want to keep the magic alive as far as possible.
Are your services currently only available in Windhoek?
We do travel. The packages that are offered at this time includes travel throughout Windhoek. So if someone wants a party, say in Swakopmund or in Okahanya, then there will be an additional cost for gas and for traveling. Yes. But we are willing to travel, I almost want to say all over Namibia. I've never had a party beyond Okahanya so far. So, but yes, we do definitely cater for all over Namibia.
Thank you so much for talking to me.
Thank you for having me.
Love being able to spend the morning with a princess. And good luck. I hope your bookings fill up fast.
Thank you.
And I will be sure to contact you for my kids' superhero parties.
We look forward to it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back. For today's We Recommend insert, we take a look at Future Females. The Windhoek Express is a media partner of this fantastic group of females, and they honestly make business look fun. According to co-founder Lauren Dallas, getting organized, having a strategic plan for the year with step-by-step goals, and getting in the right mindset is crucial for kicking off the new year with a bang and staying on track until December. In other words, not just having New Year's resolutions, but future goals that you can actually achieve. How do you do that? At Future Females, they believe that the realistic goals and resolutions can be reached when broken up into smaller, more manageable goals that can be daily, weekly, monthly, or even quarterly. Why is this important? Because then they seem a lot easier to achieve. And if you want to have a clear and creative vision of what these various goals look like, a vision board is on top of their list. For today, we will be listening to F-14 Tomcat fighter pilot for the US Army, Carrie Lawrence. Yes, a boss babe. I had an amazing time listening to her podcast on what it takes to become a fearless leader. I created a short version for you all to listen to. Enjoy.
It's not always the absence of fear that really matters. So how do you go about facing your fears, and what does courage really mean to you?
Because it's actually the flip side of fear. It's the first vital element in fearless leadership, in not only leading yourself, but in leading other people. If you can cultivate courage in yourself, then you are going to have what it takes to see those limitless possibilities for your future and to tamp down the voices telling you that you can't do it. And whether those are internal or external. And it takes exercising this and understanding that the first step in any leader's journey is accepting the fact that you are worthy of being a leader and that it's going to take you starting from where you are with what you've got and go where you want to go. And all it takes is having that courage, that just that momentary flash of enough to jump at the opportunity or take action when the opportunity comes along. Too often I'll hear people, and this is at all levels of coaching, of guiding teams, of developing leadership on an individual skill set, as well as from teams. People think that leadership is a gift, right? That it's some innate gift, that some are blessed more than others, which I'll push back on. I think that's more charisma, because no matter what your role is in life, we all are engaged in leadership in some way. And stepping up and taking ownership and accountability of your leadership personally in your career is going to take courage. If you shirk that responsibility or that opportunity, worried that you're not cut out for the role or you're not ready yet, right? Which is what I hear way more from women than men, you are going to pass up those chances to grow into a fearless leader. So what I don't ever want people to think is when I'm talking about fearless leadership, that means you're going to be super comfortable, right? Like, hey, I've got this all figured out. No, what that means is you're going to feel sweaty. You're going to feel a lump in your throat or a pit in your stomach or even some verp coming up. And that's okay. Because if you're not considering the possibility of failure, if you're not considering the risks, you're kind of crazy. Like, you better be de-risking things. You better be thinking about that. You can darn well bet your bottom dollar that we do that as fighter pilots. We're not running around with our hair on fire, right? Sometimes we are, but we are like high performing, high risk managers. So understanding that it takes courage to do that. And it doesn't mean that you have to be brave all the time. It is about you summoning up the courage to be willing to step into the ring, be willing to go after it time and time again. And that does not mean you have to be brave 100% of the time. It's in these tiny moments that we decide to take action that will define whether or not we'll be successful and whether or not we'll be more courageous the next time. Because every time you choose to stare fear in the face, or stare that anxiety that you're feeling, that sweat, all those things that we just talked about. Every time you do that, you feel that, and you take action anyway, you build more strength, courage, and confidence to go a little further next time.
I also want to touch on tenacity real quick. Obviously, throughout your career, I'm sure you've hit different barriers that you've broken through. And you mentioned you hear, especially from women, you're not quite ready yet. Explain kind of in detail what tenacity means.
So, tenacity is at the end of the day, it's just sticking to it even when it's hard. That's my very non scientific, but working with high performers, Olympians, top executives, other people in military fields, that's what it boils down to. It boils down to sticking to it when it's even hard. So if you think about courage, it takes courage for leaders of any stripe to think, why not me, and to go for it. But it takes tenacity once you've made that decision to keep pushing and keep striving and keep working hard when the novelty of those first decisive moments wears off. When you learn to take action, even in situations where you're feeling stuck and frustrated and intimidated, and you're facing what could feel like a searing unknown, you increase your ability to get through situations that demand commitment.
For today's life hack, if someone hands you a business card, snap a quick photo of it for in case you lose the card. Next up, we have Jeanette Diergaard for your Flex Minute.
Sorry. Is okay if it stoppie? Yeah. Okay. Hi everyone and welcome back to Flex Minutes. I'm Jeanette Diergaard, your presenter for Flex, and today I will be showing you exercises that you can do using and to elevate your moves basically. So I have a little chair here that you can use. If you have a bigger chair, you can always use that, or a small coffee table. Just make sure it's stable and that you don't break the coffee table. Okay, so we're going to start off with some glute raises. Okay, so another elevated way to elevate your glutes is stacking your feet on top of your chair and lifting up and holding in that elevated position. Okay, so that is one way to do it. You can also raise it up as you bring it up. Okay, so that is you're further from the ground. So the further you are from the ground, the more difficult it will become. All right, so we can do that. And also, if you have a chair that's kind of low, you don't want a very high chair, you can actually do your Bulgarian split squats on the chair as well, okay, or on your table, whatever you have. Okay, so just make sure that you are set up properly, your knees are, or your leg is in a 90-degree angle, and then we go down. Okay, so this one is a bit too high as well, but you just want to make sure that you constantly keep your back straight and that you don't fall over. That is also a way that you can make things a bit difficult. And last one that I want to show you is stacking your shoulders up against it. So you are lying down, okay, and then bringing it up. So that is also another glute bridge that you can do, which is a lot higher than when you're doing it from the ground. Okay guys, that brings us to the end of today's Flex Minutes. I'll see you again next time.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of our show. I hope you had fun. Please join us again tomorrow. And if you were wondering what the answer to the riddle is, it's the elephant's shadow. We'll be back tomorrow with more recommendations, and more riddles. See you then!